All right, man. We back here with another episode of Trend Talks podcast, man. And today I'm here with somebody who, I knew since I was 15, 16 years old. This is somebody who really, truly understands the journey and understands. He watched the process of Trend Talks, even me becoming that individual. And we've always, grew together, held each other accountable. We've had a lot of conversations, and where he is now in his career, we talk a lot of business, and I want to bring him on so he could kind of tell y'all what he knows, because he's an excellent salesman and he has a lot of different things going on in the corporate level. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me. My name's Paige, New Jersey realtor, machine vision consultant, and chairman for Legacy Resources. So it's good. It's good to be here, man. Yeah. It's been a while. I think 3 years in a row we've been trying to set things up, get calls going. And I remember last year, every month we were following up, like, hey, did you finish this goal? Mm-hmm. What's going on with this one? What's the progress looking like? So definitely trying to make it happen in this busy world.
Yeah, and those check-ins be important, man, because it's like there's nothing more important than accountability, especially when you have other people that can hold you accountable. So every time we had a conversation, it was more so like, yeah, you said you was working on this, and now where is it? Or you said we was working on this goal, or even like, we used to have a lot of conversations about social media, and we could just tell. It would be like, yo, what's up with your screen time? You're still on that screen time, and I'll just be like, man, I messed up this week. My screen time is horrible, and it's just like having somebody that you could talk to about that you could hold each other accountable to that. Because a lot of people would just be like, man, we all addicted to our phones. Nah, we don't really have conversations like, yo, get that screen time down. I ain't been on social media in 4 months. Like he'll be like, I ain't touching that thing in 4 months. Yeah. So it's like, what's your excuse? And I'll be like, damn. What do you have to? There's no excuse to that. And as men, like, I think that's a lot of our issues, that when you are held accountable to a standard and you see somebody setting a standard, a lot of times people get intimidated, they get bashed for it. They just be like, man, he ain't on social media because he corny, or whatever the case may be. They'll just find a way to get around that measure that you have created. So I really want to thank you for that.
Absolutely. And going back to that's addiction. You don't want to accept accountability for your phone addiction. And honestly, for me, I took 4-6 months off from social media, like completely deactivated my accounts, deleted the apps. You don't have to go to that extreme, you just delete them off your phone. But I wanted to go completely black and focus on my goals. And a lot of people, they were mad at me, like, hey, why'd you deactivate? You could have just deleted the app. I'm like, hey, this works best for me. It has nothing to do with you. Like, so it's definitely been a journey, but it helped me get closer to my goals. Like, I'm not where I want to be just yet, but it definitely propelled me forward.
What was that time period like off social media?
Amazing. Felt like my brain was working again. I was actually able to focus and, even speak better. Like right now, last year, I wasn't able to speak this good. I wasn't able to express my thoughts, what I was actually feeling. I was able to write it out, but to have the mental sharpness, definitely add the detox from social media. There's definitely a factor to it.
What was it like in the corporate space, at your job, and what was your performances like in that space, in sales?
Man, it was great. I did the highest amount of revenue at the company, as well as broke a personal goal for myself. And this year, I'm on track to do the same thing, mainly because taking that detox, it also rolled over into this year. Like, I'm rarely on social media. I don't have any notifications on for Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Twitter on my phone. I don't have TikTok. But on the other hand, your business thrives with social media.
Right.
So you kind of have to use it as a resource to, get that exposure that you need, put your brand out there and communicate with people. So
yeah, it's a gift and a curse, and it's a battle, because sometimes I'm supposed to scroll for research, right? I'm supposed to do at least like 30 minutes to an hour of, they call it content curation, where you're going through news feed, you're going through stories, you're going through different things, but you're bookmarking things or you're sending it to yourself. I have like at least like 40 to 50 things I've sent to myself in the last 2 weeks that I need to go back, download, curate content about, or it's because it inspired me to make different content. We're supposed to do that. Anything past that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you're not intentionless. You don't have intentions in like, business wise. But, like as long as you keeping track. As long as you keeping track of what you're doing, like when it's the weekend, when it's a weekday, when you get a break on work, and when you're abusing those things. And I feel like it just depends on what you do. Like, for instance, if I need to write or create post in the morning, I need to make sure I can't view over 10 stories.
Right.
If I have to write or do certain things in the morning, I have to make sure I'm not viewing a lot of people's stories. Because that's already reducing my ability to write. And I'll be honest, because I know at certain times where it could be like 12, 1 o'clock, and I just know I'm cooked for the day. Just based upon me not being attentive of what I was doing. Like my brain has already processed too many things, too many details that are not even important. So now when I get asked to do actual tasks that are important, there's no energy left because your brain is processing things at a million, like with full energy. Even if it's BS, your brain is still like trying to figure out what the shade room is talking about or what this, So it's very interesting. And I believe it was Cal Newport who came out in 2019, and he had these studies with the brain and social media. So I understand it, but it's like, I know when I'm winning, I know when I'm losing. It's just about having that balance. I think it's all about balance.
Exactly. There's pros and cons to everything, man. Social media, AI. So we're going to see a big shift with that. Because not only are we going to have AI, but to give you a little background about my industry. So when I say machine vision consultant, I work on a commercial team in business development specializing in machine vision. So machine vision is like the assistance to the human eye. So we have our few cameras, for photography, but these cameras, we're up to 400, 500 frames per second, 20 megapixels, 24 megapixels. And they're putting these in warehouses for manufacturing, Department of Defense, life sciences. But at these trade shows that I go to, they're actually putting these cameras integrated with AI onto robots. And these robots, they're moving cars. They're picking and packing boxes. So Amazon, they're going to get rid of some of these employees so they can save some money.
That's what you're selling?
Yeah. The cameras itself, as well as the integration. We also add value adds for like sensor glass removal for those who use like lasers to reduce like reflections and everything.
Like you said, you never told too many people like what you're actually selling on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, because it gets technical.
That's why you talk so much about AI, because you're seeing it in real life.
And for example, I think about 3 years ago when I got into this industry, there was a robot making coffee. Literally a robot making coffee. So you go up to the kiosk, you put what kind of coffee you want. You want a cappuccino, you want Americano, or a shot of espresso. You do it, and the robot with the machine vision is able to pick which ingredients go into this, blend it up, steam it, add your milk, and it comes right out of the vending machine. So I was traveling from, where was I? I think I was in LA going to Salt Lake City. The same machine that I saw 3 years ago was already in the airport. So Starbucks, maybe they'll pick this up. Dunkin' Donuts, maybe they'll pick that up. But what I'm trying to say is AI is here. You can use it as a friend, understand it, how to monetize it, but try not to get left behind.
Do you feel like, so your industry was selling these cameras even before AI was into it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like they had no choice but to collaborate with the AI innovations that was coming to, survive as an industry?
Exactly. So all of the cameras don't use AI, but you'll see in like military or like people counting where AI is integrated. Okay. And I feel like we're at the point where everyone's trying to get on top of AI. I use ChatGPT to proofread an email or add some spice to it,
ChatGPT Pro.
Yeah, it'll give you a game plan for your whole life for the next 12 months if you needed to. So why not find a way to integrate it? Because it's going to make you more efficient. You're going to have more output.
Yeah. So take me through a sales call, intro, without the specifics, of course, but let me know how, because I want to get better at sales, and I was having a conversation with you. I was sending a couple cold emails, introducing myself, introducing my brand. I got Zoom calls. I have a meeting tomorrow. So, it's funny. Sometimes it seems like you already have what the person want, and you're just doing the discovery, right? You're just trying to give the information to see if there's the goals align. And I feel like sometimes, based off information, sometimes the person doesn't have the information to realize that this is what they want, and sometimes they don't even know what you're selling.
Right.
So, walk me through some of your sales. Give me some sales game.
Yeah, I'll give you some sales game.
All right.
There's many layers to sales. Like, you have your hunters and your farmers. For me, going into this industry with machine vision, I had to make the transition from a hunter to a farmer. And what I mean by that is, like, the hunters, you're going out to kill your food. You're going to do the 100, 300 calls a day with the emails, the voice messages. No matter how many no's you hear, you're going to keep going. So with the farmers, you're actually planting the seed. Like, okay, so you have your ICP, which is ideal client profile, who you think aligns with your product or your service. So what I do is I'm big on LinkedIn. I love some LinkedIn. I didn't get rid of LinkedIn when I did the social media detox. I probably have more followers on LinkedIn than I do on Instagram at the moment.
I love LinkedIn. I have a goal for 2026 to make 52 LinkedIn posts. So that's one post a week.
Yeah.
But continue.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of exposure, and it's going to put you in front of people who, may be your ICP.
Right.
So with the farmers, you're planting the seed. So I did my research on LinkedIn or on your website. Maybe you're not a CEO, or you're like an engineer. That's someone who I would work with. So I'll start off on LinkedIn. I'm going to give you a cold call from the start. Whatever number I find on the website, if it's not in my CRM, I'm going to call you. And one thing I do is I assume that is you. So if I'm cold calling Trent Tucks, I'm like, hey, Mama Lou, this is Andre with such and such. Oh, this isn't Mama Lou. Oh, can you connect me to him? Boom. But if it is you, it's like, oh, maybe this is someone I know. It's something triggered in your mind, like, oh, this isn't a cold call. I know this guy. So I'm like, hey, Mama Lou, this is Andre. I'm calling from XYZ. Just going through your website, like, I see you guys are doing a great job with the marketing as well as these hoodies that you've been selling. So you may respond or you may stay silent. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you, like, okay, well, how are you pushing this media out? Do you have a marketing team? Are you doing this by yourself? Somebody might hang up on you, right? But if you find a good client who's open to work and give you that feedback, and, the timing may be right, then you can further that conversation.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, it's just me on the marketing team. Now I'm going to hit you with one of these. What if I told you that I can help you 10x your output at half the cost of what you're doing right now? What are you going to say?
I mean, especially in the marketing field, like, for people are already paying for marketing. So if you're coming to someone and you're saying, whatever you paying, I can get you more than that for half.
It is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But after that, I can either keep the conversation going, or I can just say, hey, let's set up a call and really dive in. I know you're busy. I'm busy right now. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and this is an unexpected call. But in the machine vision world, it's different. If you find someone who wants to talk and they're going to give you that feedback, you got to go for it. It's like, okay, what kind of interface are you using? Are you using a Gigi, a USB? How many frames per second do you need? How many megapixels do you need? What's your working distance? What's your field of view? Is the object you're trying to record, is it going to be moving? Is it stationary? Do you need color or mono? What is it going to be attached to? Like, the questions can just go on and on and on. But what led to my success this year as well as last year was being honest with people and also firing customers. Many people are so locked in on, like, I need every sale. when some customers, they're just bad. It's not worth working with. So I build up the credibility to where it's like, Andre's going to make it happen. He's going to respond fast. Mm-hmm. He's going to come with the knowledge and expertise that I need. And he's going to be an extension of my team. You know, so I focus mainly on B2B versus B2C. I'm still going to help everyone out.
Right.
But B2B, you're really going to see what I'm capable of and how I can help you reach your goal.
And I find that very interesting because I just did a whole thing on B2B. We were just talking about it, about how important it is for, you know, businesses as well to thrive on B2B. I didn't see real revenue within the city of Trenton until I, you know, dealt with nonprofits and businesses and organizations. So, like, that's huge. So you saying that, I keep getting all the, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? All the signs that I need to just focus on B2B. However, I always want to have some type of B2C going on, even if it's just like, even if my my business to consumer is just within the nonprofit space, right?
Right.
You know, even though that's like somewhat of a contradiction, what I mean to say is if I'm dealing with smaller consumers, it may be in a space where they're already like taken care of in a sense where maybe we got funding to produce certain, like, say, I get funding to do Trenton Talks Person of the Month for the next year, and I do 2 people per month, right? But that's already funded, the space. So I want to serve in that capacity as well as go charge somebody to sponsor Trenton Talks Person of the Month. So that the consumers don't even know that this was already taken care of. And I've seen a lot of people operate like that in the media space. So I've been learning, you know, you gotta sell to the people who are open to it, who have that revenue, that can make those deals, that can make those decisions. You don't even know that it's people out there that's, you know, have budgets that can, you know, take over your entire product. You can wholesale your entire package to one company.
Exactly.
And that's how you see people get those big sponsorships. So yeah, I'm learning so much about the B2B world, and 2026, I'm really gonna submerge myself within it. You know?
Yeah, and make sure you're still taking care of, you know, the B2C, the customers. But B2B is a game changer, man. Like you said, they know their budget, they know how much they can spend. And it's at the point where I build up my book of business where I'm talking about like government contracts, who I probably can't say, but they'll reach out to me like, hey, we have XYZ that we need to spend by October 31st. What do you have for us? Like, okay, well, you guys purchased this last year. We have a bunch of stock. I'll take them.
They say the easiest person to sell to is somebody you already sold to.
Yeah, that's why referrals are important as well as word of mouth.
Your CRM, how do you manage it? Do you send monthly emails, sales emails, holidays? Do you say Merry Christmas? Yeah. How do you keep in track with this list of people you've sold to, or people that even maybe they ain't even buy anything, and they just cool, they just on the email list?
That's a great question for real. So once you really dive into sales and like look at numbers and everything, you're going to see the numbers 80 and 20 a lot. 80% of all purchases are based on emotion, and 20% of it is backed by logic. So say there's a TV on sale, it's half off. You see it like, oh man, my mom would love this. My grandma would love this. She just said she needed TV. So there you are buying with emotion. If you're going to buy that, and maybe you spend more than you wanted to. So 20%, you're going to think about it like, damn, why did I do that? That was an emotional buy. Then on the other hand, with the 80 and 20, you're going to see that, or at least from my experience, I saw that 80% of my revenue was from 20% of my clients. So let's say we have 100 accounts, 20 of those accounts brought in 80% of my revenue. So in my mind, I know I need to go into the farmer mode where I'm planting those seeds and fostering those relationships. And now I'm at the point where the relationship is growing, so I just remember these accounts from the top of my head. I remember these people. I know what sports their kids play. I know when they're going to be on the East Coast versus the West Coast, and I'm going to meet them in person. So it's like if your clients take care of you, you should already take care of them. Mm. So my CRM, I have two because I work with a parent company as well as a child company. So we work hand in hand, but it's two separate CRMs, which can get tricky. Because one side I'm focusing on the CCTV and the other side I'm working on machine vision and customization. But based off the numbers that I looked at, I know which top 20, they're going to get the most out of me. I'm texting them, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. How did soccer game go? How did baseball game go? Okay, that's good. That's good. Like they'll tell me like, hey, like my husband-in-law's, my husband parents just died. And I'm sending them flowers. Not because I want to make a sale, but like I build a genuine connection with these people.
Fuck with them.
Yeah, the actual connection. So they start reaching out to me as well. Like, hey, like, Happy New Year. I hope you're doing good. When you get back, I have this purchase order for you.
Here's my thing, right? But you're doing that on the corporate level, right? I feel like not on the corporate level, but on the community level. When I do that, I lose them as a customer. But on the corporate level, we can maintain that boundary of, yo, like, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, how you doing? But when you do that, like I found that even with my Trend Talks journey, right, I was hyper networking. I was meeting thousands of people. People was buying hoodies off of me. But I found that when someone would buy a hoodie off of me, they chill with me, they start to talk to me. They stopped buying hoodies. Like I found that a lot. Like it was like more so like they can not with each person. Some people started to buy more as they became cool. But a lot of times I felt like people within the community space, once they get close to you, they stop buying from you. When they don't know you, it seems like they buy more. But on the corporate level, it may be different. Right. I just wanted to share that experience.
I agree.
On the corporate level, I don't really experience that. But on the community level, it's like, yeah, I got access to him. He ain't nobody.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. They see the access. So now they're asking for discounts as well.
Right. They asking for discounts. They like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's funny, man. But I don't know. I loved networking in the community. I loved, you know, building all these friendships. But I just feel like, you know, when you're dealing with a small-minded area sometimes we're looking at people as just conquest.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Friendships, relationships. But on the corporate level, they're not looking at it like that. These are long-term business relations. People do business for like 10, 20, 30 years. Whereas like on the small level and community level, we're just doing quick collabs and we're just ending a partnership, you know? I just now started creating yearly partnerships. Like me and one of my friends do a yearly basketball game, you know? So
sweet.
We're trying to get out of this short term, you help me, I help you, I don't need you no more. I already worked with this person mindset to how we are on the corporate level where you can continue to do business with your community for 5 to 10 years, right? It just seemed like people just want a quick, they want your product one time. They supported you one time. And we don't think that, dang, if we collabed for 90 days or 6 months, imagine the return rather than, I just, like for instance, I was just telling you about the person who paid $200 for my interview, and I feel like they sold X amount of products. They sold 10 products that week. Now they might have had my followers come over. Now they may think in their head, I got what I wanted.
Exactly.
So they're not a long-term customer no more because they was able to get a steal. You was able to get $200 for an interview and sell your products X 10 times, which are each like $200.
Fire 'em.
So it's like, I got you. I won, right? But why is it I won rather than we won?
Yeah, and we can continue to grow. And that's what I was saying. You got to fire customers sometimes. Like you got what you wanted, okay. Maybe you can add in a contract like, okay, you pay for this $200 interview.
No, it won't be $200 next time.
Yeah, it's going up. The price is going up. But say you pay X amount, I'm going to give you a contract now, right? Maybe 6 to 12 months, I'm removing your posts off my page. And we're going to keep new customers coming in.
Yo,
We're going to keep new customers coming in. You feel me? You got to
heard
keep
that?
the revenue.
it's 6 to 12 months. I'm deleting posts. I'm putting that in the contracts now because people are people are getting me in a way, but I'm not looking at it like that. I'm happy to being able to do business with, B2C, right?
Yeah.
But that's what you experience with B2C rather than B2B, because with B2B, it's more so they're not trying to get a one quick fix and they're spending more for long term. Whereas B2C, not we all, but a lot of people are operating with smaller budgets and they're just trying to find small wins. You know? So that's funny though, because I sold a flyer on my page. There's 3 of them in a row. I sold it for, so I think it was like 200 or 150, right? Or whatever the case was. And those posts have accumulated to like 10,000 views. Because now you can see the views of the flyer over the pace of time. So since I would say November 5th, at the time it did like 1,000 that week. I'm like, okay, that's not. But because I said in the agreement, I said I'll give you a permanent post because I'm testing it out. Sometimes we're just testing out products, right? I'm creating new products. So I'm testing out the product. I'll give you a flyer on my page, permanent, for $150, right?
Permanent?
Those flyers now have 10,000 views because everything I post after that, people go to the page and now view. So the value assessment I'd had was a little lower than I thought, but it's still like I'm selling this flyer to a business owner. So I'm still trying to think in terms of their budget. But in regards to the value, I think I assessed it wrong.
So how many followers do you have now?
I have 10,000 followers.
Over how long?
Over the time period?
Yeah.
I started around 2018.
Okay.
So this next October will be 7 years.
So in total, how many views do you think you have, like over the last 7 years?
That's a crazy amount. But that's probably a good statistic to give to somebody.
Yeah. Look at those numbers the last 7 years, going on 8. Put that somewhere in that contract. Like, hey, we generated these amount of views. I'm just thinking from a sales mindset. Yeah. And if you want a permanent post, it's not going to be $200. I'm just thinking of packages, right?
No, you're absolutely right, because I'm not looking at it longevity-wise. But granted, this is an art project to me.
Right.
Like, it always was an art. So, like, people go and just look at everything. People go through Trend Talks like they going through a museum. Like, they're just like these different posts. You get what I'm saying? Because it still means that much to me in regards to I take my time with everything I put up there. They're not, even though you're going to see some sales posts, a lot of stuff you're going to see is like nostalgic and very emotional centered and coming from a loving place where this is really how this page is predicated. So because I have that mindset with it, I think everything is valuable. But it's just hard to sell art. It's hard to be an artist and a businessman at the same time.
Yeah.
And I find myself conflicted with that because it's like, what you want? You want to take up like a post within this picture I'm painting? You want 3 posts in this picture? Yeah, I'll give you 3 posts in this picture. So to me, it's like sometimes anyway, I'm looking at it smaller than I may, because I'm still 10 years ahead. I'm 5 years ahead in my head because I'm still looking at this like this stuff is gonna be real old compared to when I really start rolling. Like I'm gonna drop 40 posts in a month when I really get to the mind space that I'm gonna be in. But right now, because I'm not moving like that, everything is much more valuable. But when I'm dropping 30 to 40 posts in a month, I think that's a reasonable price. But because I'm not there yet, that person happens to be winning in the more so. And it's not even about who wins the sale. It's just more so like, I know now that that's not a returning customer.
Exactly. Because
every day they can share the post on their story and also increase the views. So they're like, it was, I don't think any of my customers that I had in the past 2 months are returning as far as B2C. And that might also be something for me to evaluate because my B2B customers are returning, my B2C customers aren't. So if the lifespan is going to be short, maybe I should charge more. What would you think?
Yeah, I would definitely have terms in that contract on, especially if it isn't something that's sentimental to you, right? It isn't actually backing the brand, but you're helping people get exposure. I would have them on a time limit. So yeah, 6 to 12 months. Your interview photo, whatever that you paid for, it has to be renewed. So that way they have to come back. They have to. Because if I'm paying $200 for a lifetime post on your page, that's going to grow.
Yeah.
You know, you went from 0 to 10,000 in the span of 7 years, and now you're putting more energy and effort toward it. That number's going to triple. It's going to quadruple over the next few years. So I locked in a lifetime spot for $200. While let's say you reach 100,000 followers, these people are going to find me through your archives, follow me, and buy more of that product that I promoted on your podcast for $200. And like, it's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's a win for them. But in the business world, everyone has to be almost satisfied. We're both not going to get 100% on a negotiation, but we both need to have that middle ground. Like, you know what? I'm okay with it. You're okay with it, that's fine. You make money, I make money, and now we continue to grow the relationship. And I think B2C, they don't care about the relationship, like you were saying. It's like, you know, I won, that's it, what's next? It's like, we can take this far. I can continue to post your products, you can continue to post me on your page. Now it's transactional for both of us. We're both growing.
And I think with B2C, you do have to focus on those emotions.
Yeah.
You know, more so like than, and it ain't even just like, you know, Merry Christmas, those type of things. It's more so like you really have to have, you know, in-depth conversations to continue to inspire them to make them long-term clients. Because the moment they start to feel like they already got what they want, you're losing them because you didn't, you know, sell more.
Right.
You know, upsell. Right. That's one thing one of my sales friends taught me. Continue to sell, continue to offer more in a lot of different aspects.
Always.
But I don't want y'all to think, you know, Trend Talks is just in the sales space. But I want to talk a little bit about, you know, my transition because, as you know, when I started, I did about 200 interviews real quick. I wasn't established as a nonprofit or anything. I just was creating an art project, you know, trying to reach my friends. So I feel like that gave like a lot of nonprofit energy. It was an art project. It still is an art project. But then later on, you know, as I went through life, you know, I wanted to transition. I wanted to capitalize on what I built. Although I still want to continue to serve the community, I think I've reached a place where I became an LLC first. I'm like, all right, 2021 hit. I want to be an LLC. I want to be a business, right? I didn't understand the nonprofit space enough to say I'm a nonprofit or feel like this was something I was going to have to do 30 times a year to say this is the data I have to serve the. No, I wasn't looking at it like that. Although I do have data, I couldn't go to those. I can operate like a 501c3 and say this is what we do for the community every year, which is something I'm looking at in 2025 as well, to have both of those departments. However, I wasn't within the space where I was counting those things, counting the stuff that I do for the community.
And I know for you, like, you're not trying to increase sales. You know, obviously everybody want to make money, but you're not going to do this just to pocket it and leave everything the same way. You're looking at increasing sales and revenue so that you can actually pour more into your business, which goes into the community.
Right.
You know, I can offer you guys better quality posts. I'm connected with certain people. I can offer, you know, better events throughout the town. Then the money flows for everyone.
Right.
And I think that's what people don't realize. Like,
it's all full circle, right?
Yeah.
I can't serve the community and be broke.
Exactly. Exactly. Now we all say
you're
broke.
You're not gonna get quality products. You're not gonna get quality interviews. You're not gonna get quality events if I'm not able to. If a business isn't able to sustain itself, right? So, and as people say, a lot of people wake up in the morning, they realize, man, money run everything.
Exactly.
Right, and I don't be wanting to get 100% there because I don't feel like it should be all right. Every time I wake up in the morning, it's money, but you'd be naive to not understand where that person is coming from. But on the spiritual level, on the physical level, you do understand that it's some things that you should just be doing because you're a person breathing and living, not just because you're chasing money or I got to go get it today, or that's the only way. Because as men cloud this, it's a whole personality, like disillusion and just getting money. Like people don't even know who they are. Like just I get money.
I get money. That's it.
That's just a person's entire. So I'm never there. Like I want to explore my different personalities. I'm always, expressing myself in different ways. Right. I don't want to get to a place where you get all this money and you don't even know who the hell you are. And
right.
You just start doing anything. And we see that with a lot of these documentaries that are coming out. There's people that just didn't understand the power because now you're just being anything to anybody. So it's important as Black men, yes, go get your money. But in the meantime, go create art. Go learn about yourself. Go to the gym, right? Turn that phone off, as we was talking earlier. Turn your screen time off so you can go within yourself and you know who you are. Because when you know who you are, you know who you're not. You know what you won't do.
Right. And you could have money and be a terrible person. You could lack discipline, accountability. And this might be jumping back to what we were talking about with accountability, but everyone hates it. Both men and women. If you hold someone accountable, now they're withholding conversations from you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I told him I was going to go to the gym and I didn't. He going to get mad. So I'm at the point where I'm holding everyone accountable, especially men. If you tell me you're going to do something, I'm going to believe you. So for you to not do it, now you're crossing the line with me. And like, I'm not going to get upset. I think I'm very, very aware of my emotions and how to keep everything stabilized. But I'm going to tell you, like, oh, you said you were going to do this. What happened? I'm not going to yell at you. But I want you to know that someone is there holding you accountable, because
I remember you said
I want you to do the best for yourself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy. Like, in that discipline, remaining focused on your goal, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy.
Yeah, man. I want to thank you for coming on. We've done lots of episodes in the past, and I feel like every single time, because we have so much to share and we know each other so well, we can frame these conversations in different spaces. Today we talked about work, we talked about, accountability, talked about sales, right? But there's so much more we could talk about. Like we didn't talk about the Black Men's Gathering, what you received from that. And we have another one coming up. I believe January 18th we'll be doing another Black Men's Gathering. So we want to bring everybody out to that as well with a focus on sales there. But yeah, also I just want to thank you for being a good friend, man. And it's not enough times where we thank our good friends. Like, it's a good dude right here, man. And he holds me accountable. He pushes me, and I try to do the same for him. But it's even times where I'm caught up in myself that he's still able to see me within the whole visual without just seeing where I'm going through. So I find that to be valuable within this space, because especially where I'm at now, a lot of people looking at me like, I tell you the stories, the stuff I experienced as far as like small town notoriety, so it's very difficult to keep good friends sometimes, because because all of my success is on social media, most of it, right? Whereas some people may be going through different things, and just because of that, it causes polarization between friendships, depending on how they're doing as well in life, right? But you're one of my friends who's also doing well in life. But even if you, like, let's say worst case scenario, you weren't having a great sales month, you wouldn't see me having a good month or posting anything, and that wouldn't change our relationship.
Exactly.
Like you have the emotional balance and trust within your field to know that your time is coming. Like, and I feel like a lot of times, like within our small community, I feel like a lot of your friendships get tested when you keep announcing good news, but broski going through it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to a point where like, I don't even know if I want to keep announcing stuff on social media because I can feel that energy, and it's like, I don't know if I want to like keep announcing good news on social media anymore. And this is a genuine feeling that I felt this weekend. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just stop saying shit because I enjoy expressing. Like I didn't become Trent Talks and have 2,000 posts because I hide my expressions. So I feel like I express myself, the good, the bad, everything. I express everything. So when I'm doing good and I'm expressing that a lot, I feel like just within a small town and the competitive nature, I found a lot of my friendships to become polarizing.
Yeah. Right? And I definitely appreciate you for having me here, you know, being a good friend likewise. You held me accountable. You know, we're able to have conversations that I can't talk to everyone with.
Right.
You know. And I just want to say this, keep posting those wins, post the losses. Because once you reach that goal that you want, you know, the people who follow you, whether they love you or hate you, they're going to know like, oh, he definitely had his ups and downs, but he definitely reached that goal. Mm-hmm. And he showcased it.
The whole journey.
The whole journey. Like, you're just going to keep getting better, man. You're putting the effort in. You're working hard. Got a great spirit around you. You know, it only goes up. It only gets better from here, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know, when you get some free time, 2026, we might have to have a sales meeting, man.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Need you on the quarterly sales board.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Whatever time you got, you know, we'll figure it out. But I definitely could use, like, you know, these Fortune 500 companies that we work for, they are hyper focused in these departments with a lot of specialized and different people. Whereas we be entrepreneurs, you know, sometimes we're by ourselves. Like, I might have 2 or 3 people that help me that's on contract. But like we said, we want to do more long-term business with, you know, even our friends. Like, and I believe friends, like we do business together. Yeah. That's another conversation. We ain't even talk about legacy.
Yeah, we're going to get in there.
Like, we can get on Zoom calls. If you have friends you could get on a Zoom call with and send them a calendar invite, y'all should be doing business in some regards, especially if y'all both are able to operate at a high level, and we both are. So, you know, there's some way we can make things work as far as, you know, especially with your sales skills and your understanding of my brand. I feel like we'll be able to, you know, accomplish some things in 2026. But that's a conversation off camera.
Yeah. One last thing. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go with a team. Yeah. Remember that. All the lone wolf BS, it's good here and there, but long term, it isn't healthy and it won't get you where you need to be. So
there you have it, man. Trent Talks.
Yes, sir.